Hey guys, welcome to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we were playing Erlang Shen. This is one that honestly I wasn't really planning on recording a video for, but I just got into a queue and kind of felt in the mood to play it. We're leaning against the chalk, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for us, but we'll do our very, very best with it. I'm not entirely sure even what I'm going to build. That's how unplanned out this whole thing was for me. I know that Erlang isn't really the best soul inner in the world. We're going to go Death Soul build just to kind of see how it feels and how it goes. But, I'm excited. He has good damage potential, can definitely still win lanes. It's not like he's a lost cause, but isn't necessarily the best character in the world. I guess we'll rush a Frostbound and see what happens. I think for level 1, I can get my, let's see, 3 gives me movement speed and attack speed. 2 is just flat damage. Definitely getting the 3 is going to be the move. So we are against a chalk. Normally what you want to do in Erlang Shen is you want to just kind of run at the person, really similarly to like a Bologna. But chalk is going to be a bit too tanky for us to do that. So our main goal is to just be kind of, doing what we always do in solo and just grouping waves after getting a little bit of damage by tagging the other player. And then ultimately, I am making my mouse wireless. Ultimately, out clearing and then going for objectives and stuff. We have great burn on this character, definitely want to utilize that. And as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things, characters you like to see, all of that. It's been wonderful. We've been on a great viewership streak with all of the videos recently. And yeah, I'm just so excited to continue to post these. It's been really wonderful. I'm continuing to post around 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern every day. Sometimes I post a little bit earlier, just because I have the video ready and, I may as well post it at noon if it's ready by then. So yeah, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for those and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, again, we are laning against the chalk. This lane isn't going to feel great, mainly because he's got all those auto attack speed reductions, and he can just kind of hit us really easily. He has better secure than us. All those things are definitely issues, but we'll just kind of focus on clearing and then spacing away from him. He's going to walk forward. I can just pin him right there, group the wave up a little bit towards me, and we're actually feeling pretty okay. Looking at his build, he went Bluestone into Blackthorn, so a pretty typical build. And we actually, because he is pretty squishy and I'm pretty squishy, we actually can box and fight with him. It's really once he starts getting those slows and all of that stuff that it's a big problem. But it's not completely unfeasible for us to give a fight on him. Again, we're going to hit him with our second ability so we can kind of group this a little bit. He's going to just ignore us and go to Totem. That's kind of okay. Again, he'll get this Totem, but I'm going to hit 3 here, and I can kind of just go on him now. And this isn't a kill ever, but it's just some poke damage, which means that we should, and again, should is optimistic, but we should be able to do one of these side camps for this after clearing this next wave. When you're doing a totem like that and just kind of ignoring the wave for it, definitely expect to take a lot of damage. Now, sometimes that's okay, but, sometimes that might not just be a trade that you want to take. So it really just kind of depends on the look of things. He's really fighting us right now, which makes me think there might be some kind of a rotation coming, but I should be able to just kill him in time, and we will. Again, if the Mercury comes to me at that point, we get a kill, we should live for a little bit of time, and he doesn't even show up. I'm going to max my 1 on this character because we get a little bit of healing. We also don't need to commit our dash to do damage that way. I'll reset right now, go get tier 2 Frostbound and a Chalice, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, just a puzzling fight situation by him right there. I was definitely curious about that. We'll be able to get a Meteor here, though, which is also going to help us out a good bit. We got tier 2 Frostbound and a Chalice. He's going to have just tier 2 of his item, no Chalice, meaning we get poke on this guy, especially with this added HP 5 and Death Soul that we have. It is really going to be better for us, so we're just going to look for a little bit of damage right now. And as you can see, when he gets those slows out, it is a big problem. Thankfully, again, with this Death Soul and stuff, we're going to heal. And, some people might ask, hey, why are you going Death Soul instead of Axe? Realistically, I'm just kind of trying it, but I have a bit of a theory, and this might not age super well. But I'm looking at our comp, and I don't really see anything in terms of healing on our draft, except for me. There's a small chance, and again, it's not a big chance, but there's a small chance that they might not even go anti-heal, just because I'm the only person healing. And if that ends up happening, we are going to be so potent in this match. So I'm kind of just hoping that they overlook it. It's definitely possible. Got my ult off here, wasn't able to stop him, unfortunately, and he will get his blue buff. That's okay. It was worth a shot. We pressured it out. Our jungler got 2 invades off, which is really nice. and we'll just continue to try to put on pressure, all that stuff. This guy unfortunately will live and be totally safe, but I can get some damage off on him. Actually, no, I can just kill him. Alright, that's always wonderful. We do a lot more damage than I thought we would. That's the good thing about Erlang. You know, you are really like a great boxing character. He just can kind of really fall apart, like in difficult lanes. Again, this is sort of one of them. If this truck fought us a little bit less and just focused on the clearing initially a bit earlier, I think he would have been a lot better off. But, you know, picks to play into Erlang Shen, excuse me, that can succeed would be Achilles, just because he has good fight and good separation. Chalk, Osiris, Sun Wukong, Bellona. Really, any of those will do pretty well. Jormungandr with that Mannequins build that kind of helped blow up my channel, which is wonderful. Like, just seeing that video just continue to do so great. I'll be so honest, I really didn't expect anything from that video, and everything just kind of exploded after that one and the King Arthur one before that. So it's really awesome to see, and yeah, I don't know. It's just a great feeling thing. Honestly, recording these videos has been so much fun. I'm kind of trying to figure out still that balance of like how much of it should just be commentary versus talking about other stuff. Obviously, you want to be talking the whole time, but do I need to talk about like what we're doing right here in this moment? Not really. I'm just clearing a wave and he's not walking up. And I'm not freezing or anything like that because I do want to back soon. I've got a lot of gold on me, and having an ultimate, excuse me, not having an ultimate, having a Frostbound with an ultimate would be big time for upcoming fights. I'm going to actually wait a little bit just because this Naga's coming up. His blue's also coming up pretty soon, and just from a build perspective, we like absolutely win the 1v1 even with tier 2 Frostbound because he's got a tier 2 as well and we're ahead by like a lot. So it's totally fine for me to just kind of push right now and not really worry about freezing because number one, I don't really have the range to utilize a lot of damage on him if he just kind of hides back. I'll be able to get some off, but it's just not quite the same. But instead I can just push the wave, farm, continue to keep pushing waves, and now kind of hover at his blue buff. Again, this type of a blue invade is not really one that I'm super committing towards. It's one that if I can just pull their jungler over, it's a big win for me. I'm going to ult this guy, though, because he's in a lot of trouble right now. Mercury's here, but we got our ult off, and we are totally okay to just box this guy. He actually rushed Frostbound, which is absurd stuff. I'm totally fine, but that is absolutely shocking. I guess we just do have a lot of auto attack. Chalk's on his blue right now, so we're going to just take this opportunity to freeze here a little bit. And it's just using that pressure. You know, Nem rotated, wasn't able to get anywhere meaningful in time, but wow, he's actually diving this. I do not recommend that. Oh my god, he got him. Alright, well, he's dead for it. It's not terrible. I'll push this wave. You know, normally I would have just frozen. And I don't love that he dove just because we were ahead and we continue to be getting ahead by a good amount. But either way, we push the wave, he'll miss that. And it's all good. We'll go into Berserkers now. And, you know, that's one of those things, like he said, I thought I saw him. I did see him, but, like, I'm not going to play for a dive there. It's just kind of a weird spot. Because of what we were doing, I'd have to, like, pull up and walk forward. I wouldn't be able to get there in time. So it's just sort of like a thing you need comps for. That's not his fault or anything. It's just kind of, you know, what ranks can be sometimes, right? We'll make sure we get these side camps and just keep on farming, though. We got a great lead, 1,000. We continue to get these neutrals, and we're going to be in a fantastic spot. This Mercury rushing Frostman is really, really weird, and that honestly saved him. We'll just auto to that so we can secure it. It definitely saved him because that attack speed reduction we had on us and that slow kept us from doing a lot more damage to him. But also he also, you know, has way more health than normal. But nonetheless, you know, we forced him out, we forced him back. He's farming really slow with that type of a build, and you're seeing our jungler, despite being 1 and 2, being ahead. We're ahead, obviously, and the threat levels on us is next to none right now. Erlang is really like a great character, as all the auto attackers are, just pushing leads. And I think his laning phase is always pretty good, you know, except for the matchups that I highlighted as potentially being problematic. And even then, we're in one of those supposed bad matchups. And if you can play your lanes well, again, matchups don't really matter too much. So his team fights really where he can struggle, though, a lot, mainly because looking at my builds here, I can either go beads or blink, and usually that distinction is a big problem. Now, you could go beads blink on Erlang solo, but then you just don't have teleport, and that can also open you up for a lot of issues. So it's just a trade-off, and usually that late game is where he kind of falls off and tends to struggle. But if we're able to just kind of take isolated fights, like say 1v1 the Medusa, rush, go blink second, obviously we're going to build some defense, like we'll be totally fine. Again, it's all just about spacing at that point and having other people who are drawing attention with you, because if we dash into 5 people without beads, it's not going to go very well. But if we can use our Death Soul Sustain, take advantage of the fact they probably won't be building a lot of healing, we'll be doing pretty okay for ourselves. And yeah, I mean, we're just pushing stuff. There's no reason to really not. I can let him walk up at times. Again, he'll probably just walk up when I'm doing another camp, so it's kind of okay. I'll pretend to kind of walk up over here, throw my 2. But yeah, ultimately, I mean, he's going to be pretty safe. I'm not really getting a lead at this point from killing him. I got, what, 2 solo kills on him? And that is plenty enough for me. I can freeze here right now, just because he's got a winning lane, and I have nothing else to do. And we'll just let him push. I know our zapper thing is a little bit weird, kind of breaking up the flow of things a little bit, so I'm trying to give it some space. Now that he walked up, we'll just hit him. This is, again, exactly what we do on Mulan against the Guan Yu in that video. This is what we do all the time. It's a lot harder when we have this little zap thing, and it is a Chalk who's just so safe, and this is why I recommend stuff like Chalk, because they really can't feel the pressure from freezes as hard as other characters, and Erlang can't apply it maybe as hard as other characters, but like even in this spot, we're still making him miss stuff. I think he might have TP, so I'm going to stop his back there, continue to just let these minions hit each other. He'll miss those 3 at minimum, and we can walk up again to just kind of follow him, and he'll probably miss these last 3 as well. So he'll miss a whole wave, and we're just going to keep it holding. You know, again, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to back right now, do any of that stuff. So we're just going to continue on holding. If this Mercury, who's probably going to feel pressured as he is top left to rotate, comes over, that's totally fine. And this guy's going to just run at this. I can ult him right here, try to force his ult. I'll be able to force that okay, and he might just be out. If so, no problem. We forced his ult, we put him in a bit of an awkward spot, we can go get our blue, and we lost no farm, so we made him put himself into an awkward spot. He did eventually get the clear, but he lost 6 minions. We're able to get all the same farm. We lose out on literally nothing. It's just a good thing to do if you can. He's got cloak right now, so he's gonna look to stack a little bit. That's kind of just the game. I don't really care too much. He can get some. Yeah, he is just super afraid. If he was going to 2 that, the reason I stopped autoing is because if he went to 2, I'd obviously just get off of it. Or I stopped autoing until he 2'd, and then I just secure it. We'll pressure out his blue here. The reason why is, again, we see this Mercury, and even if the Merc came over, I'm really not super threatened. He's got much better secure than us. So, yeah, realistically, we won't be able to get that, but it's no trouble. So I'm going to reset right now. Actually go into a kin size just because we are so fed. And I would go Kins anyways, but I'm just going to go it right now because, again, I don't really feel the need to go defense. Like, we're just shredding this guy, and we're taking 0 damage with this Death's Toll, with this Frostbound HP 5, and with how little damage he does. So I can just build this, and look what is happening to that health bar. Ult him right here so he can't even look for a 1, and he is just dead. We go Berserkers, that doesn't happen. So, you know, sometimes, and I do this on Bologna, on Amaterasu sometimes, you know, if you are ahead, if you have that tempo, just build your damage item early. You know, that you can forego finishing Berserkers, because look at all the gold we just got off of that, and what we also denied him of. Now, he doesn't have TP, so I'm going to look to push this, but going back a couple of minutes to what I was talking about, I'm still kind of figuring out how much of it do I want it to just be normal commentary, just about other things, maybe not Smite related so much, or to the specific play-by-play game, and how much do I want to have it, you know, to that, because to some things, you know, I feel like it's a bit redundant and maybe a little bit overbearing. I don't want to be overbearing, obviously, so it's also fun to excite it. And I know what the conventional wisdom is just go with the flow and kind of figure it out, and that's what we're doing. That's what recording all these videos is so helpful in doing, even if I don't post all the videos I record, just because sometimes it's a 10-minute surrender, something like that. Just get this blink off, and he is super dead. You know, we're getting practice, and I'm beginning to figure it out, so appreciate all the patience in that. We're going to just run back left, go get this wave. We can do Bull Demon King after. And yeah, Merc's definitely building something a little bit unconventional. It's working for him, I guess, to some extent, so we'll see if it continues to. And yeah, finishing Berserkers is our priority. After that, I'm going to go into a Shogun's most likely. And you just see this Kin's damage just absolutely eviscerating this guy. We could even go for like a different style of a build, just building a little more aggressive. I don't think that's typically the most competitively viable thing in the world, and you know, we could probably get away with it. But I want to build some defense and stuff to give, you know, good habits, good practice. I'm not a big fan of building cheesy, so to speak, to build a lead. And I know we just went to tier 2 kins before Berserkers, but I really don't consider that cheesy. I think if you have a lead and you're able to afford the item in one swoop, you go for it. I would do the same thing if I had tier 2 Glad Shield right there and I was going Cloak. On a different character, I would just finish the Cloak at that point. Because these Berserkers and these Glad Shields and all that are typically just like kind of bridging items that are very strong in their own right. But if you don't need the protective aspects of it, you may as well start stacking something or building some damage, you know, on the way if you're able to. And you'll get away with it. Because we've taken no damage, and this Kins has only helped us benefit in a lead and made us a more scary target that really no one can fight. And as a result, we're up 2,600, you know, so it's definitely doing its work for us. We're going to go into Berserkers here, going a, what is the item called? Phalanx Shield here would also be fine, because they do have a lot of auto attack. I'm just looking for something a little bit more consistent, because again, we're looking for 1v1s on Medusa late game. She's also building some ability based, which, you know, doesn't really affect us too much, but just good to know. And yeah, we'll go into Shoguns here, and then after that, we could follow what I do on Bologna builds, on Amaterasu builds, and just build some kind of a cooldown item, just to kind of help facilitate our kit a little bit more. I think Erlang Shen is a little less essential to his kit than, say, a Amaterasu ult or a Bologna ult might be, but even then it's still valuable, so we could go that. We could just go another damage item. We could go Stone of Binding, just for some protections, and obviously the passive, which is really strong. A lot of options here. I'm not super sure where I'll go. Again, a damage item is a bit maybe flimsy in some ways, but just from a tankiness perspective, but from a damage perspective, we can really just kind of play corners and one-shot people, so I don't know, we'll at least consider it. I'm going to dash over to gold, because I do want to just look for a gold fury after this. We're going to get on this Merc as he goes on these. And again, that Frostbound is not protecting him against this kin size one bit. We got his bees there, we got his ult there, and we took 0 damage. Get in front of this. Wow, he actually got it anyways. That's crazy. We'll just poke this guy out. I'm just going to call it to do gold. Obviously, we can't kill him, but that's not the objective. Merc is low. Maui's not one shot, but he's low. Actually, might be able to just get him now. We do. Nice job. I took a lot of damage for it, but remember, I do have TP. This guy shouldn't be able to kill me. I'm plenty tanky still. Well, this guy's got blinks, so we are dead. He did dash though, so he should die for it. Yeah, that's alright. That's kind of crazy. He's got blink. Wow. Alright, fair enough. I mean, it happens, I guess. Oh, he missed. That's too bad. Good try. Still a pretty decent trade. I mean, it's a 2-for-1, which isn't the best thing in the world, but we got Pyromancer. I've got Teleport. I'm going to TP left, push out left a little bit, and then just use the Teleporter to go over to gold. You know, if I knew Medusa had blink, would I play as aggro there? Probably not. I will say Isha ult did a lot more damage to me than I expected it to. That ult got buffed a couple of times recently, and it is crazy. It did 12-13 to me, so you know, that's a little more than I expected, I won't lie, but nonetheless, still totally fine, still in a great spot, still have probably about an identical lead, a little bit less now, 2,100, but isn't the end of the world. He might have gone our blue again, I don't really care. As long as I'm like making active plays on the map and helping us build some types of leads, I don't mind too much that if I'm dying or losing some of my lead. Obviously, I don't want to, but as long as I'm getting the ball rolling a bit, it's kind of okay. This character is like the quintessential, like, kind of like with Bologna, you just kind of walk forward and just live with how the fight goes. Because generally, Erlang Shen, just like Bologna, is really good with just bad fights. You can just walk forward and kind of stick with your auto-attacking. You know, you get in these protections or mitigations, you know, with Bologna with her passive, Erlang with his ult, and his one has damage reduction and all that stuff, and you just sort of sit there and hit people, and it either works or it doesn't. It's a lot of fun though, either way. Gonna get on this E-Shell here. There's her beads there, we're gonna pin her after. She should just be dead here. A lot of damage, super easy stuff. Chalk is in a lot of trouble too. We're holding our dash there for him to use his teleport away, obviously, because we want to make sure we actually reach him. We get a pin. He almost is gonna, he's actually probably out. Yeah, that blink did save him, no problem. I shouldn't have blinked after, that was already long dropped. It's all good. We got his blink. Again, our blink was really stupid there, but we can do a Gold Fury, we could do a Beacon as well. And things should be pretty seamless. I know we're kind of just playing jungle at this point, but that's kind of what you can do and what you're supposed to do on a character like this, because we have enough damage to do it. And we have enough CC that we set up as a jungler. We're not like a Bologna where we're incumbent on our ult to set up for CC. This guy might know I'm here, and he might not. I know what our Rama's doing, but I'm actually going to look for a little... Okay, he backed up. That's fine. I can pull this now, and it's all good. It was just worth a shot. You know, if she walks up and we can get a beads or something, you know, by all means, but it didn't happen, which is obviously okay. I'm going to let the Nox tanky this. Okay, she's going to get off. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. I wanted to look for a pick, but the Nox did, so that's fine. We're going to reset right now. We go Shoguns, and yeah, I really don't know what I want to build yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the pro game remove. We're going to upgrade teleport. This is a classic stall because we have no idea what the hell we're going to build. So we just upgrade something else and just pretend we don't have the gold to buy something, and we'll be on our way outside of the base. Looking at items that probably are good here, I think Midgard is solid. You know, they do have a good amount of auto attack. Going a breastplate is cool. This Mercury's build is really weird, but generally into a Merc, going a Spectral is cool. He might still go crit. What else could work? You know, Pridwin isn't even that bad. I don't know. Spirit Robe is okay. Binding is okay. If I wanted to go an offensive option, I could go like a Serrated, which is a little bit weird, but I think in some sense could be kind of crazy. I'm really unsure of what I want to go. I'm going to go Death's Embrace, and like there's something to be argued about that, hey, if I just build more defense, they don't have anti-heal as we, you know, we're hoping for. I'll just taunt him out of his ult here. Forces beads. He definitely did not need a beads, but I won't complain. Maybe he did, actually. Alright, well, that's his beads ult, so good stuff for us. He also just Aegis right there. We can walk over. But, you know, the point is I was making with Death's Toll is if we have Death's Embrace, which is just upgraded Death's Toll, maybe if we have more defense, we're actually a lot better off because we're going to be healing at the same rate, and we'll just be tankier, so it'll be harder for us to get bursted down theoretically, right? You can make the same idea if we have a little bit more attack speed, but we're nearly at cap, so that's not as relevant. I'm going to TP mid right now, just go defend that. They're kind of winning the fight there. We'll be able to hold this down fairly easily, and yeah, I mean, in gold-wise, we are farming right now. I think the idea of going some more defense is definitely sound, especially since really the only person who's kind of hurting me is E-Shell, but they still do have a lot of physical damage potential, right? I blinked to just make sure I get that. So I'm going to just go Stone of Binding. That way we get a bit of both and we're happy. We'll also get some health, which is always fun. They don't have a Kins on their team right now, so that'll also be a little bit more effective. They're able to get a decent dive here. I still feel pretty comfortable about this. I don't want this Nox to get hit the moment she gets out of this, but yeah, I can just kind of walk at them. I'm pretty comfortable and safe in doing this. It's his beads there. We have our ult coming up. We're a bit out of range, which is fine. We just keep chasing, and eventually we will get to him. I know this is kind of like a bit of a awkward looking chase, but yeah, eventually we will reach one. I'm actually going to just leave that to those guys because they should be able to get him pretty comfortably. I'm going to look for this Medusa if I can still reach him. Okay, we are alone. Wow, they couldn't actually kill him? Okay, I didn't expect that. Now they do. Alright, nice job. I ulted here. I know I'm taking a lot of damage, but I should be okay. I've got my dash coming up super soon. It's going to be pretty close, but never underestimate the Erlang damage. Okay, maybe underestimate the Erlang damage. Too bad. If I got my dash through him, we actually do live. 1000%. That's a bit ironic. Too bad. If I Death's Toll there, we own. We just didn't have it yet. It was close. You know what? I'm always down for a little bit of a limit test. That is a-okay. We'll go into... This guy is going crit on Merc. I still think Binding is the move. I'm not really worried about this Merc hitting me. I think his build is just horrible, to be honest, so... Yeah, I don't have a huge amount of concern. I'm going to just go into a Binding and call it a day. We still almost like flipped that, though. That was close. It was a bit rough when that Chalk Rain kind of came on us and we were autoing, like, rather slowly. Wasn't the best feeling in the world, but still almost made it work. Now that we have Death's Toll, we'll definitely make that work. And yeah, no concern for us, for sure. Only have about a 3k lead as a team, so the game is pretty tight despite it not feeling so. And honestly, like, fine by me. You know, I want to have a more competitive game. We'll just TP left here, go get this mask, and yeah, I mean, I want to kind of get the ball rolling. Again, we're playing with a lot of tempo this game, and a lot more push than I typically would. I think that's just kind of in the nature of the character. It hasn't gone seamlessly every fight. You know, we have died twice now on kind of rotationary fights, but it's not the end of the world. We're still generating leads and generating map pressure, and even if the lead on the map isn't as big, I still feel like we have complete control of this lobby and game. So I'm feeling pretty okay. We'll get some vision out here, blink on this guy, dash on him, turn around for that. We can ult him. This is beads. I'll just switch this Maui now, if anything. Alright, totally fine there. Got that. This guy's kind of going in. Man, oh man. Alright, we can just leave. We're forcing a lot of actives. That's fine. We just have to go do fire, because like diving at this point's a little bit probably awkward. I'm going to just reset and kind of walk over there, go get some words so we're able to have some vision up, and then, you know, we know Medusa doesn't have beads, we don't have blink right now, so it's a little bit harder to get to her, but nonetheless, I think she's going to be pretty spooked to even walk up, especially when we have vision. So this should be pretty easy. But, you know, again, with this type of build, like, I can go on anybody. It doesn't have to even be the Medusa. It's really just whoever's in front of me I'm going to hit, and it should be pretty okay. This is another one of those shops, which is actually big time for us. We can just kind of replace wards constantly. This guy's not really with the follow-up to do much, so I'm going to hit him and not really care a whole lot. And man, I mean, you just see like how much we hit these tanks for. It is pretty ridiculous, considering we're still full health. And yeah, there is just no concern. We're going to call for a fire giant here. I'll heal on these backs. And literally, the moment somebody walks up, we're going to do the exact same thing. I'll have a little bit less help this time, because our team's going to be on fire. But if I can just stall, you know, make people kind of break away. Notice how the E-Shell's walking forward, but the Medusa's not, because she's afraid. Why is she afraid? Because she doesn't have beads. This guy's walking back to help. I can auto too, walk away. We're taking next to no damage, and they're completely zoned. So we just don't even have to full commit. We can just kind of like, from a pure threat potential with the damage we have, just spook them. And it's a free fire. We have a blink up now. Medusa doesn't have beads for like 20 seconds because the cooldown's shorter. I'll go on this guy. She dashed a peel. Get the ult off here, and he is super dead. Healing does not matter there. This guy's actually got a wave. I'll TP. I should be able to stop this and kill him. If he gets it, though, we'll get mid back. Yeah, he won't be able to get it. He wouldn't have been able to get it anyways. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. Again, like the moment we have a cooldown forced on that Medusa, look how panicked and afraid she plays. The E-Shell wants to walk up, but the Medusa's so afraid and knows what's going to happen if she does that immediately there's just this lack of any type of contest kind of available. Now, we took a fight afterwards, which didn't go too hot, so that's kind of unrelated, but maybe it can still go okay. Again, this Maui or this Chalk, either one we hit, we are just going to absolutely shred through, and you can see it. This is just really kin size value. I mean, kin size is absolutely broken. So good when people have high health bars, which they always do in solo and support. That guy's like just dead. You know, again, we are a solo laner, mind you, and that is a full tank support, and it just does not matter one bit. We'll kind of start walking at this. We'll pop our 1 for some damage reduction. We can just get on this Chalk here, get the pin off, get the shield, and we are golden. Still very healthy. Able to get that. We've got a mid Phoenix for free there. And we can probably just back up. Again, I don't think we can end just yet, but we'll go to right tier 2. I have Death Stool, so if this is up, I will just heal like kind of to full health, assuming this guy doesn't hit it with me. Alright, he'll hit it a little bit, but we still healed a lot. Rama ended up backing up, which is okay too. That's not a bad call. I'm actually just going to clear out right. Medusa has beads now, but if I can force it, we can kind of just do like a similar style thing. So I'm actually just going to like wait here. Oh, okay, she was already here, so she probably knows now. I'll continue to wait. There's a chance she walks back up for purple. It's a small chance. Again, she's probably expecting us to be here, or she has a ward or something. And yeah, it's probably doomed. Yeah, she's gone. That's okay. She's in mid though now. Oh, this guy's also just going to walk into us. That's always wonderful. This is beads, we'll just back up with that. That's a win. Again, the same idea. We force the beads, we're golden, right? So we can corner bait, do all that stuff. The beads is down, and now all of a sudden it is pure terror for them. If we have a roll cooldown up more, because we go cooldown, we can facilitate this a little bit faster, but ultimately the same effect, as long as we're not on the defensive end getting a roll forced and stuff, is still going to be, you know, pretty applicable. The thing about it, beads is on a 140-second cooldown, a roll 85 seconds. I wasn't actually sure the timer for the ult. So we have a 55-second window, which is plenty. You know, I don't typically honestly count relic timers or do any of that crap. Even in competitive, I've always been kind of bad at it. But it's just as simple as, okay, I know Blink's a shorter cooldown. I know beads, or excuse me, I know my ults are shorter cooldown. So when they're up, I'll make sure to look for it. And this guy is just about dead, not quite, but almost there. He's dead now. We got a fire blink, so we're gonna fire blink so he's slowed. He's nearly dead, and we can walk at this guy now. Look how much damage we just do. Get our dash off here, and that might just be game. Again, this game, like, farm-wise, has actually been fairly close until recently, but we always just felt in control of those fights. And that's the thing, it just unrelenting aggression. You know, it's not always going to be that our team fights rotations are going to be super crisp, but if we're on one of these W key characters like Erlang, like Bologna, as long as we're like forthcoming with it and we continue to do it, despite the fact that we're not always getting the most value personally, we're spreading leads to our roster. Rama ended up just having a great individual game as well. Nemesis, who started off slow, ended up recovering. You know, obviously that was individual like skill and pressure and good performance on their end, but we also helped facilitate that, right? So we can spread our lead a little bit, even if it's not the ultimately most successful thing for us. You could totally make the argument that both of my deaths were entirely avoidable. I think you could say that the first death was like a result of them overcommitting to get the kill. And, you know, as a result, like, it ended up really working. But look, we dropped 43k, 53k mits. Stats are super padded and inflated, and we just do super damage. And the impact, obviously, this Merc did not have a good one, but we're able to just create so much space for our team and do so much damage on our own and just kind of like 1v2, 1v3, create those opportunities, ultimately get us a win, get closer to cap 150 off. By the next time you see me record a video, I'll probably be back at 3100, but you get the idea. Nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what characters you'd like to see. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys sometime soon. Peace.